Really nice to be here in MadCity conference already the second time. Really inspiring presentations. And my name is Jaak. I'm from Tallinn, consultant startup and on city planning and transportation and everything. As it was said that if you see miserable things, then you are a miserable person. I'm standing here and I'm happy to be a problem and a solution at the same time. As you all, I think, all architects and city planners do the same. But it's very good to share experiences. And I give some experiences from Tallinn. There is two terrible things happening in Estonia, in Tallinn especially. The invasion of slugs and snails, and the invasion of everything that moves slower than cars. So, of course, you know, traffic jams. They are caused by cyclists. And of course, you know, the biodiversity in the urban context, it's the cause of slugs. Also, maybe it's not true. Maybe the Spanish slugs are not origin from Spain, and they are not. And maybe the cyclists are not origin from Copenhagen, and they are not. But it doesn't matter. Let's go outside. What's outside? We have got elections coming. So there are slogans: kill all the slugs, gather them, kill them, cut all the grass. You have to if you have biodiversity, it's gone. Let's go outside. Traffic jam. We get you out of traffic jams. It's a false green transition. Don't believe it. We are just standing in a queue with no reason. So, and at the same time, I think the slugs and cyclists are to stay. They are just bringing us some important messages from the future. We have to be more adaptable to transformations. And we can't get rid from slugs. You can kill them, but it's no way. And the same goes to the trams and cyclists. So they are just to annoy us. But at the same time, Hinley, Minister of Climate, has commissioned a dream team, which I was a lead, to make a street guide for whole Estonia. And it's quite weird, but it's all point of view. If I'm a problem or I'm a solution, and if you be convincing somebody, then it's always good to have many point of views at the same time. But still, I really like the Riga's landscape guide. We have many similar principles. I'm not skipping them. I think to repeat these things to show that the same ideas are going on in Tallinn, London, Riga, it's good. But what's wrong with the guides? They are thick. There are plenty of them. They are public. You can access them. You can read them. But nobody really cares about those. They are too idealistic. They might be too exclusive. And they are mainly, the problem is they are made for experts. But we need to have a guide which is more chit-chat in the elevator for politicians to officials, how to convince, how to commission a good street. It's not maybe the question how to make it, because the experts already know this. So we try to approach from that angle, how to give this kind of confidence for the politicians, for the officers. So it will be, or it's ready. It's web-page-based guide, and it's really slightly. It's 15 principles, which is really shortly describes every aspect in a good street. Then the nine type of streets, which gives a good possibility to prioritize which are the simple streets which shouldn't be ugly, but there are simple solutions for those, and which are the more prioritized or more used for the point of view of pedestrian. The success stories is very important to make politicians in the counties jealous, that they want to have also some kind of good environment or good landscape. Quick wins, how to make it cheap and easy, and general guidances. Though I'm not going through all of those, but I just want to mark that the first 5 are general principles which give us the right angle or right approach to the streets. The other 5 are mainly concentrating on pedestrian walking environment. And there are 2 of cyclists and public transit. And the question is, where are the principles for cars or car traffic? There isn't. There was 2 or more traffic engineers in our expertise group, but we understood that this is there is no principles. In fact, we need to have for cars. So this is already repeating the Riga's version, and it's used many places in the world that you should have. Better to divide streets in 9 types. Then you can have architecture also involved, because main problem in Estonia at least is that the streets and the public space are still much on the table of traffic engineers, which are creating our public spaces. And to have a role for architects, landscape architects, then it's very important to have this kind of system that place and mobility is on the same layer. But to be very short, to be very convincing, there are base values, new standards, which we give for all Estonia new streets. And they probably may look radical a little bit, but in fact they are not. We should have the normal speed in all like built-up areas, 30 kilometers per hour. But if you think about the street typology in the cities, 90% of the streets are home streets, basically. There are some streets which are connecting all the cities together. Probably there could be higher speeds, but these should be a separate decision, separate calculations. But the average should be what to compare is 30 kilometers per hour. 1/3 of the street width should be only for the driving. So 1/3 on one side, 1/3 in the middle for driving, and 1/3 for another side. It's very good to compare that. I am coming to that back. And 3 meters for a line. So, but why it's beneficial? Of course, experts know, but it's very important to give very bulletproof like arguments to the politicians that it makes the flow of traffic better if you have 30 kilometers per hour. It makes safety much better. And what is important also, it takes much less space. The speed and space are really connected to each other. And what is the 1/3 of the street width? It's usually existing already in small streets. It's only invisible. It's used for parking mainly, but the width for driving in the middle of the street, it's 1/3, sometimes even less. So it's not in fact so radical. We just have to understand it and design the rest 2/3 of the area. So also we want to have more deep understanding of pedestrians. If we generalize, it's maybe marginalized. But if we really understand that there are really bulletproof needs for different type of pedestrians who should make their walks in the neighborhoods or on the home streets, and the streets should be connective and healthy, then it's much easier to argue. So, in the end, as a conclusion, we say streets are for people, low speed are normal, narrow streets are human, more nature is desirable, more social is happier. Thank you.